Hey guys, I'm Chef Dean Max. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're gonna do Salsa Verde. It's awesome, right? Simple condiment. You can always keep this in your fridge. And I'm gonna show you how you can make it really fast if you don't already have it done. And it's a nice condiment to fish, meat, chicken, pork. It works with everything. So stay with me. Click subscribe if you're not doing that already. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and ring that bell. And I'll send you new stuff coming up. So I'll see you back soon. Okay guys. Today we're going to make a really simple recipe of Salsa Verde. Salsa Verde, what does that mean? Green sauce, okay? So that means that you can do anything you want. If somebody tells you, well, that's not in Salsa Verde, well, if it's green and you want to put it in there, then it's Salsa Verde, right? So you got to get confident on what you're doing, right? So this is all about flavor and balance of like we've talked about before, if you've ever watched my videos, and that's why you should keep watching, because what I really want to teach you is how to cook and how to think about cooking. So you're not just following a recipe randomly and aimlessly, you know. I want you to actually understand what you're doing, so you could say, oh, I don't have this, but I don't need this, I'm going to add this instead, because this is what it does for the dish. So when we talk about this, we have herbs, we have something spicy, we have a little bit of touch of sweet, we have a little bit of acidity, okay? And that's what we're looking for in this. So if you don't have something, you can easily adjust. So let's take a look at the herb part of this. I have some basil here I picked from my garden, you can see. And this is kind of the tail end of my basil before it starts to go to seed. So you can see the stem, you can't see it, but I can feel it. The stems are going very kind of stiff and hard, which means the plant's getting older. And I'm gonna be ready to replant as we come into our fall here. And with this last bit of leaves, I'm gonna pop those in, but I don't want any really tough stems. So if you have anything that's got a tough stem, you don't want to put it in there. You could use different herbs. If you like dill, you could do Salsa Verde with a dill in it. You could do it with a tarragon in it. So just go ahead and pick the leaves. Now, on something like on this parsley like this, I'm not even going to pick the leaf, because this NutriBullet is going to blend this up really nice. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of my parsley in here, okay? And then I'm going to put some chilies. Now, for you, most of the time, it's probably easiest just to use jalapeno, because you can find jalapeno in the store all the time. I have some Thai chilies here. You can see those. And these Thai chilies, let me show you, like they're little, right? Now they have this stem on here that I just pop off, okay? And the thing about my Thai chilies is I buy a whole bag of them, and the bag of them I get at the store, they never sell more than this big bag, which is a lot of heat, right? So you end up having to use a few and put it in the freezer. So these have been out of the freezer. So you can see how they're still green and nice, right? And they're gonna be super hot. So with this Salsa Verde, I'm going to put all of these in. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like 5 in first, okay? They're all randomly the same. They're about the same size. So I have 4 extra here. I'm going to do that because it's going to allow me to taste them and see where I am, okay? Now, I want to put in some spice to this. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now you can use cumin powder, that's fine. I just happen to always have the seeds. So feel free to use cumin powder if you already have it ground up. I'm gonna grind it up in there, so it's not a big deal. Then I'm gonna use ½ tablespoon of coconut sugar. Now if you don't have coconut, I like to use coconut sugar, it's probably a little bit better for you. It's not refined. If you wanna use a raw sugar, or you wanna use white sugar, that's fine. Or you wanna just use honey, that would be a better alternative, okay? You could put that in there. Now shallots, I've got these 2 little shallots here. With those, I'm just going to trim the ends here. I don't need to cut anything on this. That's the beauty of this dish, right? Is that we're pureeing it, so you don't actually need to cut anything up. So we're just going to peel it, get the skin off of it like that, get off any heavy skin. See, like this? Take this heavy skin off, and I get this beautiful shallot. So I'm going to put that shallot in there, 2 small shallots. Now, if you don't have a shallot, you could use green onion, or you could use white onion, okay? If you were using a white onion, I'd probably use a half, because white onions are pretty big. So you could use a half and go with that. But these shallots are like not so watery. They're very intense in onion flavor, but they're not super sharp as well. They're just right. Now, garlic is where you want to be careful because I use raw garlic, but I use a little raw garlic. So for this, we're going to use 1 clove. Don't get fancy and go, wow, I love garlic. Let me put 6 cloves in there. You're going to overkill it. Okay, I've seen people do it before. So 1 clove of garlic, like that. All right, now we're going to take 1 lemon, and I'm going to, whoops, I'll get that later. Squeeze my lemon in here. Okay, beautiful. Oops. Okay. And I'll put 1 more, the other half. So we're basically putting 1 whole lemon in. You could use lime, that's fine. In summertime, limes tend to be a little bit juicier and nicer. So you can use lime. And then I'm going to put probably a half a teaspoon of salt to start, okay? And we're going to see what it tastes like and go from there. Now here I have cilantro. Now the reason I left it in the paper is because I wanted to show you how I keep my herbs in the refrigerator. I keep them just like this. So I keep them wrapped up in paper towels, and the towels are damp. So you wash your herbs, then you lay them in here and roll them up. And when you put them in your crisper, they stay really nice. You see how nice those stayed? So this is like, these are small bunches, so I don't want to say it by bunch. It's really like, normally it's like, you know, 1 big bunch of cilantro. And then with this, I take off these heavy ends because I have the roots still on them. So I'm going to pull those off, okay? And then I'm just going to cut this in half so I can stuff it in my blender now, okay? That's perfect. Now, one thing I'm missing is I want to grab some rice wine vinegar, so I'll be right back. Okay, here I have some rice wine vinegar. I'm going to put, let me put 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar to start. And we're going to see where we go with this. Now, I'm going to put oil, okay? On the oil, I'm going to put a 1/4 cup. Okay, that's roughly a 1/4 cup right there. Because I know how much I had in my container here. 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Don't you can use a grapeseed oil would be another good one to use because it's a more medium oil and mild, healthy for you. Now I'm going to blend it up. Okay, now it's blended. I want to check this for consistency, okay, and taste. So what are you tasting for? Heat? Wow, that's spicy. It's nice. I don't want to put more chilies because I think that's a good spice. It's hot, but not overwhelming, okay? Acidity is good. The rice vinegar in it's very nice. I think it needs a touch of sweetness. So we're going to put in another teaspoon. Why don't we put in 1 more teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of coconut sugar. And 1 more teaspoon, I'm going to put of vinegar. Okay. That gives us 4 all day on that. And I'm just going to put a pinch of salt, okay? Now, you need to taste yours and see. You might be like, oh, that's enough salt for me. So there's not an exact recipe on the salt. It's all about flavor. So we've let it blend like that. And then let's taste it again. You can never taste enough, right? We see that the sauce itself looks nice and velvety, right? That's perfect. It's got a little bit more It's got a little bit more acidity. It's got a little more sweetness to counterbalance with the spice in that. I think that's perfect. So I'm going to pour that out. You guys can see what that looks like now. Take a look at that. Beautiful, right? And that's it. That's also sit in the fridge. Now you can see it's a very vibrant green. Now, sometimes in restaurants, what we'll do, because we always, we want it as bright green as possible. What you can do is take those herbs first and put those in boiling water for like 20 seconds, just to wilt them and make them bright green. Then put them in ice water. We call that shocking a vegetable, or blanching a vegetable that we're going to shock with the ice. So blanching vegetables, all you're doing, or blanching an herb, is you're just cooking it briefly and then cooling it. Now with an herb, you don't need to cook it. It's not like a vegetable that you need to cook. You just need to put it in the water and boil it for a second or two till it wilts, start to see it turn bright green. Then you put it in ice water. Then you're going to take it out and kind of string that out and then do the same process. If you do that, it'll be a little bit brighter green. But you can see that's green. And a lot of you at home, you're just looking for fast, easy, and flavorful. And this is going to give you fast, easy, and flavorful. And you're going to love this. This, you can grill some pork chops, roast some vegetables with that, or grill some vegetables and just drizzle that on top. It's going to be amazing on a piece of a nice steamed fish. This is a nice condiment. You put this with chicken as well, sauteed chicken, and some cauliflower, and drizzle this around. It's a great flavor. So you can find a lot of different reasons to make Salsa Verde your best friend. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, and I'll see you back soon in my kitchen. I'm Chef Team Max.